Hey guys, it's Raychich, and in this video I want to show you my extremely powerful one-shot build that can take down any Pinnacle boss in PoE 2 with just one button, Frostwall, and the cost of this build is around 20 divines, so it's not extremely expensive. It also performs well on maps, and personally I've been farming the Trial of Sekhemas, also known as Sanctum, with the Desperate Alliance, a unique relic that increases the final boss health by 4 times, and yeah, we still one-shot this boss without even starting the actual fight, so the damage is absolutely insane. With this unique relic we are guaranteed to earn plus 2 divines for every Sanctum run, since I ran Sanctums with other relics that increase the quantity of relics dropped by monsters. The final boss drops not just one unique relic but 3, giving us a high chance to get a relic worth 4 divines along with others which are much more expensive. So that's why I really recommend to use exactly this build if you want to farm Sanctum with this unique relic and get stable profit. So in this build we use 5 unique items that make it so powerful, and this also makes this build easier to assemble since you don't need to spend a lot of time selecting and buying rare items. So the first actually important unique in this build is our Amulet. It's Core of the Storm Jade Amulet, which gives grants level 19 greater lightning bolt and trigger this greater lightning bolt skill on critical hit, and actually it's our main source of damage. So when we deal crits, it's not only charge our cast on crit setup, it also spawn this greater lightning bolt. So when you deal crits, it will like this lightning, it will strike twice, and like if you will deal massive like a few disc crits at the same time, it will be a few disc greater lightning bolt at the same time, and it deals massive damage. So this is our main source, right? Actually also this amulet gives critical hits ignore enemy monsters lightning resistance, which makes a big boost against enemies with like lightning res. So it equals like they have 0 lightning res, so it's pretty awesome amulet. And we use it with vulgar methods allocation because it gives 35% increased critical hit chance and a little bit of strength, and we don't care about reduced maximum mana, but it's pretty cheap and good annoyance, so you should take this one. And the next one unique we need to actually use in this build is our boots. Is trampled toe boots, which gives 30% of overkill damage to enemies within 2 meters of the enemy killed, and actually this is our main source of damage against big packs of monsters. So when we kill one monster, it will explode and deal massive damage AoE, so it's kind of really big one. And to actually make this trampled toe boots work, you need to have extra damage on your wand, and it should be with extra fire damage and extra lightning damage. But about wand we will talk a bit later. So it's about boots, it's pretty cheap boots, and actually amulet is also cheap, so these two is really necessary. The next unique is a glows, Killjoy glows. It gives on-kill effects happen twice, which means our frost wall will explode twice and will deal twice as much damage. And this is really cheap unique as well, but it will significantly boost our damage. And also it gives increased critical damage bonus, which is also fine. So this one is insane. The next unique item in this build we use, and you should also use, is Alpha's Glow Helmet. It gives plus 100, but I have 106, it's just a corruption, plus 100 to spirit, and also bonus cold res. So I mean basically in this build we got 100 spirit you got from the quest in the campaign when you complete all the bonus spirit quests, so, and 100 spirit you got from your helmet, so you will get 200 spirit, and I mean it's pretty a lot just from the beginning. The next and the last important unique in this build that you should definitely use is Crest of Ardor's Shield. It gives increased cooldown recovery rate. I have 49%, but I mean like it's pretty cheap one, you can have the same amount, and it's actually significantly boost our cooldown recovery rate for our blink, and we just move faster in maps in Sanctum and I mean other stuff. So that's why this is the best, I mean, mapping unique. But against big bosses, like I mean like the final Sanctum boss, the Trial Master, the Orbit Room, and other stuff. So I mean we just swap this shield for Sacred Flame Scepter because it gives gain percent of damage as extra fire, so it significantly boosts our damage. So I mean, with my common shield, I mean with my Crest of Ether, I have like 45,000 DPS on my Greater Lightning Bolt, but with Sacred Flame I have 57, so it's pretty a lot. But we use it only against big bosses, I mean against Pinnacle, so we don't care about them. The next is actually, it's all about important uniques, and now we will be discussing about rare items, and yeah, we'll continue with skill gems. So the first rare item I will discuss right now is wand. The wand should be with 2 extra damage, fire and lightning. It's very important to make our boots work. The next important modifier is +4 to level of all spell skills, and if you can't afford +4 to level of all spell skills, buy with +3, and yeah, I will talk a bit later about the difference, but yeah, I basically have +4. The next and the last, I mean, 3 really important things on a wand is extra damage, fire and lightning. The next one is +4 to level of all spell skills, and the last important one is increased critical hit chance for spells, because I mean it's very important to have big crit hit chance, because we actually deal our damage only when we crit, and that's why our spark, like my spark, has 41% crit hit chance. It's pretty a lot. And actually my spark also have more critical hit chance against full life enemies, like +100. I mean, and we don't deal the damage with spark itself, so my spark deals exactly 0 damage, but I care only about crit chance, because our crit chance will, first it will charge our cast on critical, and cast on critical will spawn frost walls and Eye of Winter, and second it will actually proc Greater Lightning Bolt, and it will deal massive AoE damage and else. So that's why crit hit chance for spells is very important on wands. If you're rich as fuck, you can buy with also with spell damage and or cast speed, but this is what you actually should be looking for: at least extra damage, spell skills level, and crit hit chance for spells. The next one is body armor. I have my body armor with, and you should buy body armor with at least 1000 plus evasion rating and about 400 energy shield. Because we actually, not only our evasion is our, I mean, defense, because we have on the passive tree, we have 1, 2, 3 small passives that gives increased maximum ES and evasion rating, but we also have Spectral Ward passive right here, which gives +1 to maximum energy shields per 12 evasion rating on equipped body armor. So this body armor gives only 400 energy shields, but as we have 1100 evasion rating, it gives like bonus 400 energy shield because of evasion, so it like basically gives 800 energy shields, and it's pretty amazing numbers. The next is modifier on the body armor. It should be with dexterity. I have a dexterity here because if we would be discussing about attribute requirements on this build in the late game, it will be like about 70 strength, about 120 dexterity, and 200 intelligence. So I have my dexterity right here because I use unique belt. I use ingenuity belt in this build, which increased bonuses gained from equipped rings, so that's why I don't have my resistances on a belt, and I don't have strength on a belt, and that's why I actually have dexterity on my body armor, but it's not necessary. I mean, you should take attributes like whatever, whenever you actually need. So the last modifier is not the last, but the next modifier is fire resistance, because like I need to cap my resistances, right? Pretty easy to understand. And the last what I have is spirit, but spirit is not actually necessary. I have that much spirit only to be better in maps and sanctum rooms, because I can afford right now, like basically when you have like only 200 spirit and you have this amount of spirit only because of helmet and completing the campaign quests, you can play this build. You're okay, but I have spirit on my body armor to be able to use first mana remnants. I needed to actually leech my mana after killing the mobs. I mean, it's just more convenient to play, so that's why I have spirit. And next, to put my clarity and have more mana regen, but you will be fine even without the spirit. So I mean, I spent about 4 divines on this body armor, but without spirit it will be like 1 divine body armor, so it's pretty cheap. The next is my 2 rings. It's almost the same. It should be with cast speed because it's very expensive to have this cast speed on our wand, but I mean, it should be with as much cast speed as possible, and resistances also. And as I said before, attribute requirements, I have dexterity and strength, but you can have like strength on your rare belt if you don't want to use ingenuity, and some resistances, so you don't need to have that much resistances. I mean, I have +1 +2 all elemental resistances, but if you will have your resistances on your belt, you can actually not have it on your rings. I have also my rarity, so basically 21% increased rarity here and 32% increased rarity here, and with ingenuity total in this build I have 77% increased rarity. It's not important, I just have it, so why not? But you actually can skip this moment and just buy rings with attributes, cast speed as much as possible, and resistances, right? The next one, the next one is belt. So I actually said about it. It can be ingenuity for increased bonus gained from equipped rings. Actually, for cast speed, I use it for cast speed basically, or a rare belt for strength and resistances. So about defense in this build, I have 2400 shields, but we use Grim Fist. So I mean, in maps and in Sanctum rooms it almost 5000, and we have good evasion, so it's not really bad defense. So it's okay. Now we'll be talking about skill gems and passive tree. I guess let me start with my skill gems, and yeah. So the first one is Greater Lightning Bolt. It's our main source of damage, and it will be automatically triggered when we deal crit hit. So it's 100% to trigger it when we have dealt crit hit. And I use Greater Lightning Bolt with my Lightning Mastery for +1 to level, with my Concentrate effect for more area damage, with Consider Casting for more damage with spell hits, and with Spell Eco to actually cast 2 Lightning Bolt at the same time. So like imagine I deal crit, like 2, like not 2, but like a lot of these lightnings will just land on the ground, and if there will be a lot of monsters, it will be a lot of this lightning bolts. So the next one is Spark, is our main source of clearing damage, but basically our Spark deals absolutely 0 damage. So here's it, 0 damage, but we care only about crit hit chance. So why don't we have any damage? Because we use ambush support, which gives supported skill has 100% more crit hit chance against enemies that are on full life. So that's why we actually don't want to deal damage with Spark, because we want enemies to be always on full life before we actually crit them. So pretty logical, yeah. And why we don't deal damage? Because we have brutality here, and it gives we deal no elemental damage and we deal only physical. But as we have no physical damage in this build, we deal absolutely 0 damage. We also use Spark with acceleration for more approach speed, just for our Spark, more approach speed, more crits. With inspiration for supported skills have less mana cost, and with if you have 6 link as I do, with pierce to actually pierce enemies and have more these projectiles and more crits. But if you have 5 link, you can just not use pierce and you will be completely fine. The next one, what we use is Frost Wall, is what we use against rares, against packs of monsters, if your crit chance on Spark is not really good, and against Pinnacle Bosses. So Frost Wall is our main source of damage, because it's our main source of big crits, and we actually trigger a lot of lightning bolts. So imagine this map device is a Pinnacle Boss. What you actually do, you come into the boss area, you swap your Scepter because it gives more damage, you cast your Frost Walls, you use, if you have it, because I will tell you a bit later about minion, you use Soul Offering on your minion, and it will be automatically exploded if the boss is very big, or you will just explode it with your, why my Q is not, with your Spark, so you can just automatically, it will be automatically destroyed because of big boss, model, or you can just explode it with your spark and you'll be fine. My Q is just not working for some reason, so maybe I'm lagging, but you know how it works. First of all, we use, it should be exactly the gem. If you have +4 to level of all spell skills on your wands, your Frostwall gem should be exactly level 10. To save your mana, it's very important, guys, level 10. If you have +3 here, so level 11, right? Please, don't make mistakes and actually insult me in comments and don't blame me, it's not my fault. So I said about it, 10 level here, and if you have +3 level here, so 11. We use it with Fortress to, cast it in a circle, so more walls, more damage. And sometimes with your spark, against Pinnacle Bosses, sometimes it will not be we can't always deal crit hits with our spark. So sometimes you need to attack twice or 3 times to actually explode it, but you will be automatically destroying the boss anyway. So first walls we use with Fortress for more walls, with Icicle to make these walls have less maximum life, because we want to be sure that it will be automatically full, every wall will be automatically destroyed. And the last one is Spell Cascade to actually cast more this Frost Wall. So you don't need 5 link here, so 4 link will be enough. And our Frost Walls has bigger crit hit chance than our spark, so I have 50.6%, and it's pretty enough to deal massive damage. One shot every Pinnacle boss. Yeah. So the next one is Cast on Crit. We use it, if you don't know how Cast on Crit works, we will get energy right here after critting enemies, and if we will crit against rare and unique enemies, it gives more energy, and when our Cast on Crit will just have 100% discharged energy, so it will automatically proc our skills. I put here Frostwall also with level 10 if you have +4 here, and level 11 if you have +3 here, and Eye of Winter. Actually, Eye of Winter should be level 13, your gem, and as I said before, if you have +3 level of all spell skills on your wand, it should be level 14. But actually what Eye of Winter, what Frostwall, you know what it does? So basically when against bosses we cast, it's our damage, we cast Frostwall, we just explode it and it will deal crits, it will proc our cast on crit, it will be more Frostwalls and even more damage. So that's how it works with Frostwall in cast on crit setup. But Eye of Winter, what it does, it inflicts critical weakness on hits, so critical weakness causes hits against affected targets to have more crit chance. So it's basically +10% to crit hit chance, and it's pretty good. So when our cast on crit will proc, we will have more damage against this target because we will have more crit chance, so more lightning bolt activation. So pretty easy, right? The next one is Impetus support for more increased energy, so our cast on crit will charge faster. The next one is magnified effect for more area of effect, and the last one, and if you have 5 link you can just not use it, as this deceleration support, which gives supported skills have less projectile speed. We need it only for Eye of Winter, to inflict this critical weakness on hit for a longer time, because it will be slowly. So yeah, we need it only for Eye of Winter. The next one is Blinks, our movement skill. We use it with Ingenuity for increased cooldown recovery rate, and we use it with Arcane Tempo for, basically we use it with Crest of Erdra, so we have around 2 seconds of cooldown, so it's pretty fast. And we use it also with Arcane Tempo, which works more cast speed, but it works the same as Ingenuity. The next one is Grim Fist, which gives a bonus maximum energy shield when we kill enemies, and it can overflow. So basically I have 2400 energy shield right here, but if I will collect a few Grim Fist, I will have 4800 energy shield, and it's pretty a lot. I use it with Clarity only because I have a lot of spirit, but it's not necessary. So as I said before, 200 spirit will be enough for you, but if you have 230 you will use mana remnants but not clarity, and if you have 240, mana remnants and clarity. The next one is mana remnants. As I said before, if you have a lot of spirit, you can use it just to get more mana recovery. When you kill enemies, you will just take the remnants and your mana will be like immediately recovered, but it's not necessary. The next one, what I use is 2 minion spells. The first one is Soul Offering, which gives more spell damage. I mean, when we use our Soul Offering on our minion, it will be transferred. It will be transferred into the big, I mean, ritual thing, and it will automatically increasing our damage a lot. So this is my damage without actually Soul Offering. So it's like 57,000 right here on Lightning Bolt, but when I will use Soul Offering on my minion, I have 84,000. So it's pretty a lot, and it actually requires only 20 spirit, because we need 20 spirit on our skeleton. So that's why we actually use it, but it's not necessary. But for even more damage, why not? And we use it with gems for minions, for more skill effect, more spell damage. So I mean, you can just copy everything from my mobalytics guide, but yeah. Anyway, I'm explaining what I want to explain to make it much easier to build for you. And I use Skeletal Cleric right here with mid shield for more maximum life. I mean, and it will be automatically respawned after his death, and I have only one, so actually he comes with us, and actually we need him only against Pinnacle Bosses to deal more damage. So this is all about skill gems. And I will drink my water right now, guys, and yeah, we'll talk about passive tree. Here's my passive tree, and we'll start with Ascendancy. It's pretty interesting because I use about my Ascendancy, first we use Constant Gale for Arcane Surge to have bonus cast speed and a bit of mana regeneration rate, but basically for cast speed. Also, we use Strike Twice here to apply 2 shocks at the same time, so more damage against bosses, right? And the next and the last big passive here is Heart of the Storm. We need it for bonus defense, bonus survivability. It gives 40% of elemental damage taken recouped as energy shield. Pretty good, so why not? Because we don't need actually any big passives right here. And I use only 2 small passives here. This one for elemental damage, so we deal elemental damage, why not? The bonus damage is good. And this one for spell crit hit chance. So it's actually pretty easy to understand as well. About my passive tree, I will not be actually wasting your time here. You can just copy it from my mobalytics guide. We don't use any weapon set, we have only one big passive tree, so it's pretty easy to build it. And I mean, I will tell you only about jewels, because you can ask me what jewel Raychich, what jewels should be used. So basically, jewels should be with crit hit chance, crit spell damage bonus, spell damage, or it can be like with also critical hit chance for spells. So I mean, everything for crits, everything for crit damage, spell damage, or it can be with like lightning damage and cast speed. So I mean, whatever you want, whatever you can afford, but the best one is with like it will be much more convenient to run your, I mean, Sanctum, or else with jewels, like every jewel would be with critical hit chance. And actually, it will be even much better if it will be with critical hit chance plus critical hit chance for spells. So that's everything you actually should know about this build to start building it. Charm, I have my charm for cannot be stunned, and this is the best charm you actually can use in this build. So I mean, pretty common life and mana flask, and you'll be fine. Yeah, like, thank you so much for watching, guys. It was Raychich as always. I have 10 Exalted Orb trade right here. I will do it, and you actually, what you need to do is actually like and comment, and don't blame me in comments if you actually did something wrong, because I explained everything here, and actually you have a big guide on mobalytics. So